Welcome! It's June Lucal, and we are here to do a mystery card. This is actually the October mystery card, which I have actually redone now. This is the third time because the first time went great when it was live, but I managed to erase it. Facebook it's super easy to erase things and no way to get it back. So I was super bummed about that, and especially since I know someone had mentioned they really were looking forward to doing this one. And so it's taken me a couple months to get caught up, but I am now finally doing this over. And the second time I did it vertically. So it all went great, but it was vertical. And I went online and researched a bit, and I could buy some programs to convert it and a whole bunch of stuff. It's almost easier just to do this over again. So I am. So that's why we are take 3 right now. So, but first of all, hopefully, you've gotten clue 1, you've gotten your materials together, and we can do this to get the rest of the clues together, because it's going to be fun to make your own, cards based on my design. But they're going to all look so different. And that's one of the best parts of mystery cards, is to find out what it's supposed to look like at the end. And it's a little bit nerve-wracking, I think, at times when you don't know what it's supposed to look like. You got to just listen. But I give you so many extra hints and clues, and I'm doing this along with you. In fact, I'm doing 2 cards at the same time that you're doing 1, because I've done it already, and I can give you options. And if you don't have all the supplies, that's okay. I mean, I have tons of them, right? But not everybody does. Or, I have everything like within reach of me, my arms, pretty much. Just minor digging if I ever had to, but I know that's not the case for everyone. So here we go. Let's go over clue number 1. First of all, start with a stamped image about 2 by 2 inches or so. That can be die cut or fussy cut. All right, so I actually started that already. I started this. I made this cute little raccoon. It is using the all bundled up stamp set, which unfortunately is now, as of yesterday, day before, discontinued. You never know, though. Sometimes you can manage to get, someone selling an old one, a secondhand one, or you never know. So don't lose hope. Maybe you already have this one. Who knows? But I'm doing it anyway because it's cute. All right. So then that's for one of my cards. The other card I'm going to do is different. It's going to be using this dragonfly from Dragonfly Garden. Here we have that. Okay. And I'm using this image. It's really nice because Stampin' Up! Also offers a coordinating punch. So we're going to use the punch quickly to cut this out, and I already fussy cut this out, so that would save us time, because I'm doing 2 when you're doing 1. So, and maybe you've already done it too. I don't know. Anyway, decide what colors you want to color it. You can use any medium. You probably want to consider the next step when you can choose colors. All right, so you need to find 2 kinds of pattern paper that go with the colors. So while you're all working this out. Here, the ones I'm going to do with this raccoon. He needs some trees behind him, okay? And then to go with that, I have this second one. So the first one we cut to 5.5 by 1. So that's a piece. And then this is going to be a 3 1/4 by 1. All right, so those all go together. And then for the dragonfly, I'm going to use this Pacific Point color. And then this is another one that coordinates with it. Same colors, just different pattern, bigger, bolder. All right, and those are both 5.5 by 1 and then 3 1/4 by 1. All right, now find a punch or die cut basic shape. I recommend a heart, circle, hexagon, even a square that's a little bigger than your stamped image. So I found these 2 dies. This is from the Layering Circles Framelits. So I have a die, and then this one is discontinued, but this is from Perfect Pines from not too long ago. So that's going to go with the raccoon, and this is going to go behind the dragonfly. All right, so color 1, you need white or vanilla cardstock scrap for your die cut, fussy cut stamped image. So I've already done that here, so that's all I'm talking about for that. Any light to medium, for color 2, any light to medium color that is in your patterned paper or goes with it, which could be white or vanilla if you want. So for the dragonfly, I am going to use white behind it, or that's a hint actually. And then the tree needs to be green. So this is shaded spruce. All right. And okay, and that needs to be big enough for your die or punch or whatever you're using. Okay, color 3, another color that goes with your patterned paper. Did I already say that? No, I didn't do that. I'm sorry. Any light or medium color that goes with your patterned paper, which could be white or vanilla. That, I skipped a step. This is color 3 that I just told you about. What I'm talking about for color 2 is the card base. Okay, so all you need to do is 5.5 by 8.5 scored fold in half. That's important that it's the 5.5 by 8.5, not the other way, because of what we're going to do with it next. All right, I should have scored this. I did not. Sorry. So here I'm going to do that. Just fold it quick for you. Sandpaper really needs scoring to, you need to break the fibers so that they don't get all wacko. It's so much better for your card and the way it looks and everything. Anyway, both of these I'm using Pool Party. Okay, so I just really needed one piece to cut in half. All right, but I'm doing 2, remember. So I did color 3 already, and then other things you need. A greeting word stamp, anything 1 by 3.5 or less. So here I have You're the Coolest. That's going to be for the raccoon. And then darn, I forgot to get that other one. The dragonfly can be, I'm going to use one from the Dragonfly Garden. So thank you for your kindness. I'm just going to, or actually I need a sympathy card. My, someone I knew from a long while ago, her 40-year-old daughter passed away very, very unexpectedly, and her daughter, the granddaughter, who's 18, found her mother on the floor, collapsed, and they couldn't resuscitate her. It's horrible. And I know that my friend who is the older, she's not old by any stretch. She's only like, they all had their kids young, so I think, I don't know, Kim's like not much older than me, 50 maybe, something like that. She's really not. This is tragic, really tragic. So anyway, the celebration of her life is on Saturday, so maybe I will do this with deepest sympathy. So I'll make, and Dragonfly would be perfect for her, because she was, I knew her from the Mobius Nature Center. She's like Miss or Mrs. whatever, Mobius Nature Center. Was completely, main person for that. So, and that logo includes, it's like a pond. So there, anyway, I'm babbling here, but it has to do with dragonflies, so that would be perfect. All right, so black or dark colored ink pad, a trimmer, adhesive. I'm going to use Stamp & Seal. Also Stampin' Dimensionals, which I have here. And then scissors for fussy cutting, which I actually already did. And then a cut and emboss machine if you have dies to use. I'm going to use this mini cut and embossing machine. And then 1/8 or 1/4 inch ribbon, about 12 inches long or so. Honestly, I'm surprised they did the 1/4 inch, or you can use baker's twine as well. And then whatever medium you're using to color your stamped image. So I'm going to watercolor a little bit more. And then whatever embellishments, that's optional. Okay, so that's clue 1. And you can work with me for the rest. Okay, so oh, see, I didn't have to do that. Fold your card base in half, trim off 1 inch from the edge of the card so that the front of the card is 3¼ inch wide instead of 4¼ inch wide. All right, so here I have my trimmer. I'm going to put this in so that only 1 inch is going to get cut off. Or you could do it this way. Because it's only 1 inch, there is a little bit over here on my cutter anyway. So, all right, so then I will cut that off. All right, so now it is 3¼ instead of 4¼ I'll do that with my second one while you do yours. And if I'm going too fast, the nice thing about watching this later is that you can pause it while you do your thing. No worries. All right, that is that. All right, and I didn't mention needing this, but if you have a tiny element stamp like snowflakes, speckles, leaves, or some similar background stamp, you could add some subtle stamping to the cover, perhaps in the same or similar color as the card base. The focal point would be in the bottom right area generally, so here. All right, so I am actually going to make some snowflakes behind this tree. And so I have some snowflakes from the all bundled up one that has the raccoon and the moose and everything. So I'm using white craft ink and these snowflakes, and we're just going to decorate this just a little bit. Some random. All right, that's probably good. All right, so that one's going to be for, I need to be careful because the last time I did this, I actually put the dragonflies on the snow, which wouldn't be appropriate, would it? Okay, so that's actually my clue 2. Moving along. Clue 3. Attach the longer patterned paper vertically to the inside all the way to the right so that you can see it when the card is closed. All right, so here, let's add, I'm going to use my silicone mat because if I ever accidentally go off the edge, this is really nice. It doesn't get on my board. And see how I just did that? Actually, I didn't even mean to, but now when I lift up, see there's some extra. It doesn't stick to the table. It sticks to the card or the piece of paper. And you can easily absorb that or, fix it. Not waste it, at least. All right, so here I am. I'm going to put it all the way to the right so that you can see it when you close it. Oops. Of course, it would help if I had that lined up. All right, and so by the way, this paper did not come with green. I had added that, so it's nice because you can add whatever shade of green that you are working with. I'm using shaded spruce, so I added that. All right, so I got this on the right one this time. Now I'm going to do this dragonfly one card, and it's going to have this blue background, and I kind of figured that to be like pond water, right? Okay. Oop. All right. Let's see if I can do this left-handed. I like to use my left-handed. I mean, I'm dominant right-handed, but it's really good to use your left hand. It helps your brain. It helps. You never know when you're going to need, something happens to your right hand. You're going to need your left hand to be relatively strong. All right. So clue 3 is done. Clue 4. Wrap the ribbon around the shorter pattern piece lengthwise and tie a knot or a bow closer to the left end as you attach the shorter pattern piece to the front of the card, about 1½ inches from the bottom. All right, that sounds complicated, but it's really not. All right, so here I have, this is the 3¼ the shorter patterned piece. All right, and here's the other one. Okay, so I'm going to put the white ribbon one around this one. All right, and what I usually do is kind of figure out where I want to put my knot, and I put my thumb there with a little extra for tying. All right, so I'm going to put my thumb there, and I'm going to wrap that around There's actually more than one way to do this, but I'm going to do this way. All right, and then I'm gonna trim that. Okay, so now I could tie a knot here. There's some flexibility here too. So if you make it too loose, you can always cut the back or you can loop the back or something. And here again, I'm holding down where the knot would go. Actually, I want to scooch this all over. And again, don't get too worked about it. It's all adjustable later. All right, so that's about where I want to put it. So I'm going to put a finger. I might actually put my, my middle finger. Okay, and then I'm going to make a loop and wrap that around. And, that's going to be a tad too short if I keep pulling. Got to keep adjusting. Sorry, I'm kind of particular about my bows. All right, that's okay though. All right, so I still feel like this one's too big. All right, they're uneven, obviously. And then, okay, so there's that. It's toward the left. All right, so I'm going to do this one with the twine, or the, well, it's linen twine, maybe baker's twine, however you want to call it. All right, and if you needed to adjust it, you could always loop it, tape it, whatever you need to do, because that's going to get attached. All right, so put my, whoops, I don't want to do it this way. This way. Okay. This one might need adjusting. I can feel it being loose already. That's okay. All right. So if you need to adjust that, there are ways. You could cut this and kind of, although this isn't that loose. This isn't really that loose, actually, now that I see it. All right, well, let's keep moving. All right, and it said we need to attach this to the front. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back. Now, if you're using glue or something, I usually have dimensionals or something if I'm using something that's more tall, like, you know, like a ribbon or a baker's, you know, something that has some thickness. But there, I'm just going to secure both sides really well. And that was about 1.5 inches from the bottom. Oh, I did that upside down though, because I want the bow on the left. A bit higher. All right, it'll be fine. Okay, and this one, let's add some adhesive to that. I'm almost at the end of this roll. All right, now I have 2 already. That's clue 4. Let's do 5. Attach the punched or die cut shape, heart, circle, hexagon, square to the front of the card, hanging off the edge at the end of the shorter pattern piece. Ideally, you should see some of the pattern from the inside of the card along the outer edge, but it should definitely hang off the edge of the narrower card. Okay, that's a lot. We'll come back to this. Here we are. I got to make the shapes. I probably should have ahead of time. All right, so here are my, gosh, I should have probably ordered some new ones of these. They're getting a little beat up. Okay, so I'm going to make this pine tree, and then I'm also going to have a circle. So maybe I can do these at the same time. Yeah, they're big enough. Okay. Or small enough, I suppose. Okay. Sorry. It helps to stagger it a little bit, but there we go. Stagger the plates, I mean. Okay. All right, so we are supposed to attach it so that part of it's hanging off. All right, we're going to attach it here. So you don't want to put adhesive here or else it'll stick to your card. So we got to kind of keep that in mind. I'm going to do like the 2/3 or so, half maybe. And that's going to go right here. So you want to have a little bit of pattern here. Okay, and then here, this one. Let's do the tree. Again, we don't want any adhesive on this part of it, right? So make sure that you're looking at that carefully and putting adhesive only where it should stick. All right. I was being very conservative on that, apparently. Yep. Let me do that a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to do that so that this little bit of an edge isn't going to show. And that's going to tighten this up a little bit. Okay, now I'm happy. Happier. It's still showing a little bit. Oops, being picky. All right, that's clue 5. If you haven't stamp colored fussy cut your focal point, that's the stamped whatever you have, do that now. All right, so, and that is going to have Stampin' Dimensionals on the back, partially on the bigger punched die cut shape, and partially on the shorter pattern paper. Now, by the way, if you've never done this before, or if you squeeze the stamp pad a little bit, you can get some on the lid, and then you can take your water painter and pick some up and then bring it over here. I'm going to give this cutie a green scarf to match the trees in the background and all the other fun stuff. Okay, there. All right, and then let's do this dragonfly, and that one I'm going to do in Pacific Point and what's it called? Pool Party. I probably could have colored this one ahead of time, but all right, so bounce that count that. I don't know. All right, here, pick some up. I'll do the body. There's some really beautiful dragonflies out there. I haven't looked at it recently, but when I was working for the Nature Center, as I mentioned, there were, I did the logo and I was researching dragonflies. There's neat ones. They're all like jewel, not all, but like there's some really pretty ones, so. Not that this is anything, I'm just kind of making this one up, but. Okay, and then I'm going to use Pool Party for the rest of that. So that's one of the nice things about Stampin' Up. We have all these coordinating colors, so it takes all the you know, the stress out of choosing colors, because you're like, easy, I got paper that goes with ink, that goes with ribbon, that goes, you know, all that stuff, cardstock, that all goes, it just, as long as you remember what the name of the color is, which, you know, it's written on everything, so you should be fine. All right. Now, all right, so now I got to punch this, and I'm going to use this punch, and I can unlock it. And here's where I might have to use my left hand again. Okay, so here I can line this up. Oh, I'm going to cut a little bit off. It's not fitting. That'll fit now. So I'm going to, once I get half, I can kind of half close it. I'll use my other hand to punch that out. There. Gorgeous. Easy. Stamping can be so fun when things are easy, right? Anything is easy when things aren't hard. That's kind of a no-brainer, but all right, so we're going to put some dimensionals on these. I'm using the big ones so that we can go fast, but I really actually like the mini ones better. But if I do these big ones, then I can take them off, and I only need like 3 then. Okay. So here, let's put this raccoon part, attach it partially on both. So kind of see how the focal point is. I've done this, talked about this before, but rule of thirds, if you were to cut these in 3 both ways, whatever the cross sections would be, is where you should put your focal point. So in a way, my focal point should be a little bit farther down here, but I got it. So, and then this one, let's put this one, I'm going to actually make it go a little higher, because I'm going to put the words somewhere, and I do that off of it slightly. Okay, there is 6, and we're on the last one. Finally, stamp the words in the space under the shorter patterned paper, most likely under the bow. So right here. All right, so let's get the ink out. I'm going to do With Deepest Sympathy. I didn't check if this fit, so think good thoughts. All right. Yep, just barely though. And then this one, You're the Coolest. And we'll put that right there. All right. So there you have it. And I don't really need to tell you about the other stuff because it's 2 months have passed. So here we are. These are the cards that I made using the same design. different materials, colors, papers, subjects, shapes, and yet they're both very cool cards, and that wasn't that hard, I hope you'll find. And I am interested, though, if you would like to post your creation, I'd love to see it. Or you can email it to june@youcanstamp.com. That would be fine, too. But anyway, that is concludes our mystery card for October 2022. And I hope you had fun. Come back. Next one's going to be the 4th week of January. And that would be January 23rd. So come back a little before that. I think the 18th, I'm going to post the mystery card clue number 1. Get your materials together. And then come back. We are now doing YouTube live instead of Facebook. I've just had so much trouble with things. In fact, July's mystery card disappeared. I don't even remember erasing that one. I do remember erasing the October one by accident. I don't know what happened to the August one, but July one. I don't know if I'm going to redo that one because I need to move forward. So anyway, come back. I've got a whole bunch of other ones posted. If you enjoyed this, you can, especially on YouTube now that we're on YouTube, like and subscribe, and maybe even get notifications so that you know when other things are posted. And go to youcanstamp.com and sign up for the blog there, because that really helps me get more traffic, and it also gives you notifications of when I'm having events or if there's promotions or anything like that. And I don't want to do that too many times. I'm going to do it a maximum of 3 days a week if I can help it. Sometimes it's less than that. So, all right, have a wonderful day, and thank you again for doing this mystery card with me. All right, take care. Bye.